Deep beneath the cold oceans lives one of the deadliest predators on Earth, the great white shark. A massive hunter that can grow over 20 feet long with enough power to destroy its prey in a single bite. But its true advantage is not just size. The great white possesses a rare biological ability that allows its body to stay warmer than the surrounding water. This gives the shark explosive speed, incredible strength, and the ability to hunt efficiently even in freezing oceans. That is what makes the great white one of the most perfect killing machines in nature. Catching one is heavily restricted in many parts of the world, but during scientific research missions, special teams still attempt to track and study these giants. To do that, they use some of the strongest fishing equipment ever made: massive offshore reels, heavy 200-pound test lines, and giant oily baits like whole tuna or stingrays. The scent trail spreads through the ocean, drawing the shark closer from the darkness below. And once it takes the bait, everything changes. The shark dives deep into the abyss, using its enormous weight like a moving submarine. The boat captain must constantly maneuver to avoid snapping the line. One mistake and the battle is over. This is not ordinary fishing. It is a direct confrontation between humans and one of the ocean's ultimate apex predators. Among the deadliest hunters in tropical oceans, there is one shark feared for eating almost anything: the tiger shark, a massive predator known as the garbage can of the sea. Sea turtles, dead animals, even metal and trash have been found inside its stomach. But what makes the tiger shark truly terrifying is its teeth. Unlike most sharks, its teeth are curved like saw blades, designed to slice through thick turtle shells with brutal force. In dark tropical waters, the tiger shark becomes almost invisible. Its striped body blends perfectly into the shadows, allowing it to ambush prey without warning. To attract the tiger shark, fishermen use some of the bloodiest bait imaginable: fresh stingray wings, large fish heads, and oily chunks of meat that spread scent through the current for miles. But catching one is extremely dangerous. Tiger sharks are incredibly powerful and famous for violent death rolls that can destroy fishing lines in seconds. That is why anglers use long steel leaders, heavy-duty hooks, and some of the toughest gear possible. And once the fight begins, the tiger shark does not rely on speed alone. Instead, it uses raw weight and crushing strength. The shark sinks towards the bottom, forcing the angler into a brutal tug of war against the ocean itself. Every movement feels heavy, slow, relentless. And even after hours of fighting, a tiger shark almost never stops resisting. In the shallow waters of rivers, estuaries, and warm coastal zones, there is one shark that stands out for both power and aggression: the bull shark. Short, thick, and built like a tank, this predator is one of the toughest sharks in the ocean. What makes it truly unique is its ability to survive in both saltwater and freshwater. That means a bull shark can travel far beyond the open sea, moving into rivers, harbors, and even lakes. It is one of the most adaptable hunters alive. But adaptation is only part of the story. Once a bull shark is hooked, the real battle begins. Unlike faster sharks that rely on speed alone, the bull shark uses raw muscle and brutal force. It immediately tries to dive into cover, heading straight for bridge pilings, mangroves, rocks, or any structure that can break the line. That is why anglers need heavy surf gear, strong braided line, and a leader tough enough to survive violent head shakes. Fresh-cut baits like mullets or ladyfish is often used to draw it in.
But the moment the shark feels tension, it fights with everything it has. It shakes, it twists, it surges toward the bottom, and it never gives up easily. A bull shark does not quit quickly. It drags the fight all the way to the sand, or all the way to the boat, making it one of the hardest and most respected nearshore predators on Earth. In the open ocean, there is a shark unlike anything else on Earth, the Hammerhead Shark. A predator instantly recognized by its strange head shape, stretching wide like a giant hammer. But this bizarre design is not a weakness. It is a biological weapon. Across that massive head, the hammerhead carries thousands of ultra-sensitive electroreceptors. These sensors allow it to detect tiny electrical signals hidden beneath the sand. Even a stingray buried deep below the ocean floor can still be found. That is what makes the hammerhead one of the most efficient hunters in tropical waters. Unlike many sharks that rely only on power, the hammerhead combines precision with agility. Its wide head gives it incredible control while turning at high speed, allowing sudden movements that most large predators cannot perform. And when fishermen target giant hammerheads, they often use one bait above all others: live stingrays, because stingrays are one of the hammerhead's favorite prey. But fighting a hammerhead is extremely difficult. The shark's enormous dorsal fin creates massive resistance underwater, making it feel like pulling a giant sail through the ocean. And because hammerheads are highly sensitive to exhaustion, anglers must use powerful gear to shorten the fight as much as possible. Once hooked, the shark twists violently. It changes direction without warning, and its strange head shape can easily tangle the line if tension is lost for even a moment. Every second becomes a battle of control, because against the giant hammerhead, one mistake is all it takes for the ocean to win. Near the surface, where the surf breaks and baitfish gather in flashing silver schools, there is one shark built for speed. The Blacktip Shark. Sleek, sharp, and built like a racing missile. It is one of the ocean's most explosive hunters, famous for launching itself out of the water in sudden, violent leaps. When a blacktip attacks, it does not move like a heavy predator. It strikes fast, it turns sharply, and it hits the surface with incredible energy. That is why it is such a favorite among light tackle anglers. Compared to larger offshore sharks, the blacktip can be targeted with much lighter gear. A strong spinning reel, a 30-pound braid, and a surface lure or small bait can be enough to trigger an aggressive strike. In clear, shallow water, stealth matters. The shark sees everything, so the leader must stay low and discreet. But once it is hooked, the real spectacle begins. Blacktips are famous for their blistering runs, their sudden jumps, and their violent spins in the air. Every leap is a risk. Every splash could throw the hook. That is why the angler must stay sharp, keep the rod low, and never give the shark slack. Because against the blacktip shark, the fight is not just powerful, it's fast, explosive, and unforgettable.